Hey everyone, Ivy Gaming here, and today we're playing Eternal Evolution, and for today's video, I'm going to go over and kind of review this guide that was done here by Empyreus. They are a guild member and part of the Celestials cluster. Appreciate all the work they put into this and their opinion. Of course, they have a lot of thoughts that are right in line with what I give as advice. There's a couple things that are different, so I'm going to give my honest opinion where I do disagree with a point or two made here, but for the most part, I really think it's a solid guide, and it depends on the way that you decide to play that's going to influence this. It also depends on spending or no spending. For some of these decisions made. So let's get to it. Let's talk about it. And thank you again to Empyreus for putting out this nice guide. I'm going to give my opinions as we go along, but I'm going to try to be as quick as possible. This is going to be a long video because it is a long guide, but we're going to read through it and we're going to discuss and try to give you guys the best advice for the first month of gameplay. Keep in mind, guys, that this is based on the 28th, which is of November, which is as I'm recording this now. So there's plenty of data that is subject to change. This could very easily change. The events could put different heroes in. All of the events could change completely. Like, we don't know if they're going to change, but overall it's been pretty consistent besides swapping heroes in and out, depending on like new heroes that have popped or not. So let's get to it. Overall, this guide is aimed to help everyone get as optimal of a start as possible. As the name suggests, this takes place over the course of the first month, specifically the first 4 weeks of your server's creation. So if you're past that, this guide is mostly common sense to you. To specify, the first 5 weeks of every new server are predetermined and play out the exact same way event-wise, with a few exceptions. Do take note that this is based on his personal experience, plans for the first 4 weeks. Without further ado, let's get into the guide. So let's talk here. We're going to do a TLDR and then we're going to dive deeper into each week. So first off, week 1, Grand Ceremony and Luke Banner. Focus on recruiting as much as you can and save your limited cards. There's a lot of things you can do to maximize your reward potential from the Grand Ceremony, and we'll talk about that more in a second. Week 2, Elite Chapter, Emma Banner, Recruitment Event. Finish the Elite Chapter event and get a copy of Emma. Ignore the recruitment event for now. Continue to use your advanced recruitment cards and beginning to save to 700 total advanced and limited recruitment starting on week 5. This is where my opinion differs. I do not think you should use any advanced tickets even until, I don't know, week 4 or 5 at all. Maybe a few 10 pulls here and there, like when an event asks you to do some. But other than that, I really don't think you should. And the rewards they give you are why, which I'll explain a little bit later. But week 3, double data chip event on the Creep Banner. Spend all of your limited cards on the Creep Banner. Spend your limited data chips on Gene Hybrids to only use on SSS heroes. That's the big event. That's what we're all waiting for. This is the most important thing. Save your limited cards for double chips. If you give in on some advanced cards and it takes you longer before you can maximize events in the future, fine. But save your limited no matter what. Week 4, finish the Astral Order event to get Mazrani. Pay attention to the missions. Do them from longest to hardest and easiest to shortest. And then start saving your advanced recruitments beginning week 5 for the recruitment event hero, blah, blah, blah. But again, you can start saving them sooner, I personally believe, based on the advice that I was given from my guildmates very early on that are very experienced players as well. So it's a little bit differing of opinion here, but I still will preach the same. And then week 5 and onward, use the chosen recruitment banner to go for any SSS heroes of your choice that you've missed or still need. If you still haven't gotten Bailey Hudson, keep saving your advanced cards until you can pull 700 times in one event. So some of this is a little bit confusing just by hearing save for this, get this much, pull this much, until we break it down. So let's get to it. Let's break it down a little bit better. So first of all, week 1, Grand Ceremony, Luke Banner. Summon as much as you can, as often as you can, even with diamonds, only doing the 10 times pulls for the 10% discount. So there is a 10% discount on using your diamonds for doing pulls at first. That first day or two, I noticed that. It's really valuable. Honestly, I'm okay with this advice as well. I agree. Pulling with diamonds, your first week is fine. You get so many diamonds early on from progressing, and you progress pretty fast, honestly. So if you can use your diamonds to get some heroes within your first couple weeks, it's worth it. It's fine. You're not going to be using it to buy stamina instantly or using the stamina instantly because you're not going to be high enough up in the dungeons to farm better gear that's worth wasting your stamina on. So overall, using your diamonds early can be a great way to benefit you here for the Grand Ceremony event. All right, do not use your limited recruitment cards. As tempting as Luke may be, you'll get another chance to get him in the future. Plus, you'll only ever need one copy of each SSS hero to be able to max them out. Saving up your limited cards will go a long way since week 3 has the double data chip event, which is invaluable for all of your SSS heroes down the line. When you unlock advanced summons in the wish list, you'll want to put Botmark or Sorietta, Serena, Falvia, Oak, Taylor on it and keep them there until they reach Immortal tier. Personally, I go for Sorietta instead of Botmark first. And then be sure to progress through the stage missions in the campaign as well, since that nets you a ton of resources and extra summons. The more you summon, the more points you'll get toward the Grand Ceremony event, which can help you net a free copy of Ravina if you reach 84,000 points, and some other goodies if you make it in the top 100. If you're considering spending money on this game, then the offers that give the most bang for your buck are the monthly passes and the Wasteland Pass. If you buy the Wasteland Pass, it might be beneficial for you to pull for Luke until you get one copy of him, just so you have one that you can max out later. And then if you decide not to, then continue to save your limited cards for week 3. Everything else remains the same, though you'll want to have a much better chance at securing a spot in the top 100 Grand Ceremony. I actually wanted to get Luke first instead of Bailey Hudson. I was lucky enough to be able to get Bailey Hudson for week 3, but Luke is who I wanted first because of the AoE, attacks, decreased defense. He makes progressing through story mode really fast, so I would definitely suggest this if you are a spender. Now keep that in mind, this is also talking about spending, so if you're going to start spending in this game, doing it that first week with the Grand Ceremony is going to help you get some rewards. So if you decide you're going to go for some passes, now's the time to do it. Take advantage of the rewards you're going to get from like the battle merits and other stuff too, and that'll help you get extra points in the Grand Ceremony event. So it's definitely worth it, and the passes are pretty affordable, even for being a low spender. You don't have to spend a ton in this game to really feel like you're wailing out, honestly. You can spend just a little and feel like you're a damn Kraken, to be fair, because it's a very free-to-play friendly game. Alright, week 2. Grand Ceremony is now over, and so is using diamonds on summons. You instead want to focus on buying your stamina supplements, wait until you get to level 10 of each of them before you go all in. And then go on Disa Caves level 10 until your main team has legendary gear with beneficial builds. I definitely think this is a good idea to start stocking up on legendary gear. It makes a huge difference, but don't overly worry about the gear being perfect. I'm 3 months in and I don't even have ideal gear. Like, I don't even have HP percentage gloves in an HP percentage set that's legendary. I just haven't got a pair. Maybe I got it one that had terrible substats and I sold it. That's probably what happened, to be honest. But don't overly obsess about every substat being perfect. Just get the main stats you're going to need for some characters, get some solid gear going, and then I actually think that's when you want to switch to Terradome as your focus if you can, because maxing out your divine prototypes is really helpful not only for using the prototypes, but for the special bonuses that you get. I think it's called the Construction Blueprint. You get a whole bunch of extra bonuses for your entire account that affect all of your heroes just by getting new prototypes and leveling them up and getting them dupes of the prototypes. Increase the level. They're like kind of like an ascension, like an evolving, just like the heroes. So that's really beneficial as well. And then level 10, of course, for Sinsaro Marsh is for commanders. Once you get there, you want to start getting better commanders. You want to be getting those mythic commanders eventually. This point, I don't think there isn't any legendary or higher level than the red mythic commanders. So once you can start getting those, you're going to be in a good spot. Week 2 banner may be even more tempting than Luke because it offers you Emma, but stay strong. You can get her for free this week, so start saving those limited for week 3. That's what's really cool. This we're going to talk about in a second. Getting a free Emma. This game is so generous, I swear. Some more recommended uses for diamonds are fast patrol refreshes, epic and mythic runes, and soul potions, which come from the Wasteland shop, elite campaign challenge tickets, arena tickets, and shop refreshes. Simply put, these will grant you more daily and rare resources at a more frequent rate, which of course makes your heroes stronger in turn. You can of course still recruit through basic recruitment with diamonds, but overall you'll want to be budgeting more and focusing on what you need. So as you go along here, you don't have to do these daily. Okay, it actually talks about that here. So the event itself is simple. You can get 1 meteorite crystal per battle and additional 5 for completing a chapter. You can do 5 battles a day for free, but you need to claim your tickets daily. So here, this button, at least hit this red dot, claim your tickets, let them stock up here. It's okay, they can stock up with extra. You can wait, you don't have to do them all every single day. You can let them stock up and do them later. So let's see, where did I, okay, there's 6 chapter difficulties: easy, normal, hard, challenging, nightmare, and hell, with 10 battles each. Additionally, the meteorite shards transfer between elite chapter events. So though the main prize may be different, you'll have a head start on claiming it. So you can actually, you don't have to use all your resources every single event for those meteorite crystals. The debris, you'll get enough to max out every single event exactly, but the crystals you might not. So you might decide to save them for another month until the next one pops, right? Or a couple weeks, three weeks, a month, something like that. This pops regularly, so you can save those. They'll stay in your bag if you don't use them right away. Let's see, the last event lasts for 2 weeks, so if you're worried you're not strong enough, then just claim your tickets and hold on to them until you are. With that said, you'll only need to reach up to Nightmare and complete the first 5 battles to get a copy of Emma for 65 shards. If you manage to go beyond, then it's recommended that you go for the mythic runes, as they're hard to get. To get those EX30 weapons, you need those red runes. They're hard to get. If you're a big spender, you can buy more challenge tickets and meteorites in the store for real money. The second copy of Emma costs 85 meteorites, so you'll only need to get 45 more if you can get the full 105 free from doing the battles. And it's not that much. If you really want another copy of Emma, it's 30 bucks. I mean, in the terms of these gacha games, it's pretty cheap, all things considered. All right. Now, on top of that, the recruitment event will be live, which nets you the opportunity to get Bailey Hudson, the most versatile Triple S hero in the game. As tempting as this is, you'll want to skip it for now, as this event repeats every even-numbered week, 2, 4, 6, etc. Only advanced and limited recruits count toward the event. So starting week 5, you'll want to stock up on advanced recruitment cards until you can guarantee 700 recruitments total between your advanced and your limited. It sounds like a tall order, but you'll be getting 2 Triple S heroes for free. Bailey Hudson and at 700, and then another one at 500, depending on the week. Until then, continue to use your advanced cards until the start of week 5, making sure to swap out your wishlist heroes once they reach Immortal tier. Now, this is where I'm saying I slightly disagree. I don't think you should go all in on your advanced recruitment cards at all. I don't think you should wait till week 5 to start saving them. I think it's better to save them early, because then when you get to week 4 or week 6, you might have enough to go all in on the event that this is talking about. Like this here. So you'll see Emma is at 500, and then we have Bailey Hudson at 700, a Gene Hybrid at 900, which is why I always say so wait until you have 900 between limited and advanced before you go all in on one of these events. You don't want to go to a partial event. It's really not worth it. You want to be able to save those advanced tickets until you can maximize your event. And then even, see, this one has res at 1100. That's not necessarily worth going for, because you can get free reses from the Galactic shop as you go along. You don't need to get him here. But if you get at 1100, if your reward ends up being a mythic divine prototype, that might be worth pushing for. So that's just where, that is where there's a little bit of difference in opinion. I was given the advice of don't even use your advanced early on, and I don't regret that. I only used my advanced a few times, because you can get so many heroes just by doing the basic summons, and through the events, through the chip exchanges on the banners. Like, there's so many free champions you get early on. If you just play and chill out a little bit, it's fine. I mean, if you're a spender, then it's okay, I think. But I would never pull on these recruitment events unless you can max them out. The only exception being week 3, double chips. Double chips you go all in for. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Assuming you've been keeping up with all the events and progressing with your missions, you should have 160 to 200 limited cards. You'll want to spend all of them on Crete and Crete alone during this event, unless there's another banner alongside of it. If there is and you have enough cards saved up, then I recommend you pull Crete first. I would say, depending on who the champion is, I would not pull Crete first. Crete's solid, but you can build him for damage or as a tank. Early on, you might want to build him for damage instead of a tank and use someone else as a tank, maybe, because you need a damage dealer as your main source of like your highest level champion, right? Your hero. But if you had someone else at the same time, because events get wonky, you might want to go for a damage dealer first. That's my opinion. But Crete can do some damage, and he's really, really, really good. Crete dramatically progressed my account, which was why he was the first champion hero that I did a spotlight video for. So really enjoying Crete on my account. So this is you're not going to regret getting a Crete maxed out. I can promise that. All right, so let's see. With the double chips you'll be earning, you only want to buy the gene hybrids from the shops. Gene hybrids act as a copy of any immortal tier hero, and you'll be using them on their triple S heroes only. You'll only ever need to get one copy of a triple S hero to ever max them out with the use of gene hybrids. The exception to this is Rez, because you can get them from the Galactic shop. And the order you'd want to focus on would be Bailey or Emma first, then whichever, or just Bailey or Emma, and then the other one later. But I don't know, Bailey, you have to get Bailey. If he's there, get him. Then Maserati, Crete, and Luke. Personally, I ended up getting Bailey Hudson, then Luke, then Maserati, then Crete, and then Emma. That was how my thing played out, but I think it's fine. If you can get lucky enough to get any of these champions early game, they're going to be a huge help in your progression. And luckily, the game allows us to choose who we get. You decide your RNG. You pick which banner you summon on. You decide who you get. That's what I love about this game. All right, Bailey takes priority unless you don't have him or won't be getting him for a while. Like if he's not on the banner. You also been told Emma and Crete are interchangeable, though Crete would be more likely to have some investment, depending on your luck in pulling him, where you might as well finish him off if you so choose. After that, you can refer to the current list to decide what you want to get as an immortal. You may also want to level the exclusive weapons of those 5 heroes to 30 as fast as possible. And then, yeah, once you get them to immortal, don't worry about getting the extra evolution levels beyond immortal, 0 as we call it. Move on to your next triple S hero, because you'll be able to get dupes of those characters through other events and stuff in the game too. We have been surprised finding random ways to get dupes that we weren't expecting. So you don't want to go all in and get someone to max immortal 5 when you could have a whole nother triple S hero that you're playing with on your account. So week 4 is up next here. They have Astral Order that gives a free Maserati. Hello. Such a good banner. So you don't even need to, as long as you do Astral Order, which there's kind of no reason you can't. Once you don't even need to worry about getting Maserati from a banner, because you'll get one here, and then you just use gene hybrids. So when we talk about buying gene hybrids from the shops only, we also mean hold on to your extra double chips. Don't just use them all instantly. Buy whatever gene hybrids are on the banners for limited tickets. There might be 1, 2, sometimes 3 banners for limited tickets happening at the same time. Buy them from each shop, and then wait for the shops to reset when the banner changes, and buy another gene hybrid with what you have left over. Alright, Astral Order is a straightforward event that can be easily messed up. There's a total of 18 missions to complete in this event, with each column and row featuring its own reward once filled out completely. Now, this is week 4 now. You'll want to pay attention to the missions before you select them, as you can only do 3 missions a day. The reason that this is that some missions are fast and can be done in a day, while others can take multiple days to complete. So you want to start with the long ones, and then speed through the short ones at the end. This event comes with as a Galactic Bounty event, but offers a different triple S hero as the reward. So after you're going to get this event randomly up again, and it's going to have different rewards. So keep that in mind. It's going to come back. It'll be around, and it's a really fun event. I always love the rewards we get from it. All right, there's not much to say this week, but it serves as an example of how the recruitment event reruns this week. It will continue to do so every even-numbered week, 4, 6, 8, etc. As mentioned before, the only difference is the 500 hero prize is different for a hero every time. Also, the 1100 prize is different if you push even further beyond, happen to have some extras. If you happen to be able to make 700 summons during the event, now is the time you want to spend them to get Hudson, plus the other rewards. If you don't, then start saving them after. So yeah, if you do, by any of these points, if the recruitment event pops and you have 700 tickets between those limited and advanced, go all in. You don't need 700 of only advanced. You just need, ideally you want 900 of advanced and limited together total, to where you can pull on a limited banner for some and go and use your advanced summons for whatever's left over. There's not much to say on week 5, as it doesn't require any immediate priority. It's a typical weekly Triple S banner. As mentioned, this is when you really want to start saving your advanced cards for any future recruitment events, only pulling when you have at least 700. I say 900. I disagree with that number. 900 or bust. Why would you just get the 500 and then Bailey and not even get the Gene Hybrid as well? Just a little bit more, like what, one more week of saving would get you that extra Gene Hybrid. I think it's worth it. It's totally worth it. But yeah, afterward, what's important is the Chosen Recruitment banner. The Chosen Recruitment banner appears about every 2 weeks after the predetermined 5 weeks opening of a server. In it, you'll be able to get a selection of 6 random heroes, 3 Triple S and 3 Elite tier. Naturally, you want to go for the Triple S. And you can get all of them. That's what's super cool. All right. Just because you pick one doesn't mean you can't get a copy of another. You actually can get all of them. Let's see, while your selected hero guarantees after the 80th pull. There is an exception to this rule, though. If you pull your wishlist hero before you hit the pity, then your progress will be reset. The event lasts for a week itself, so be sure to save up in anticipation for it if you're looking to complete your collection or fill it in with any missing gaps from the previous weeks. From what I've been told, it's often a bait event in that a new Triple S hero is often released prior to this. You'll want to focus on the new hero first, but the Chosen Recruitment event has the core 5 heroes you're missing. You'll probably want to focus on them instead. So if this event has the core people that you want, focus on them. If it's full of some randoms that aren't even the core 5, and the new hero that's out before that or after that is better, you won't regret it, right? But when it comes to new heroes, I really strongly say don't get them right away. And I don't even have a Ravina on my account. She's cool, but she's not worth it in the end compared to the other heroes. And I'm going to enjoy her end game, I'm sure. But compared to the other core 5 heroes, even though Ravina's out, did she get added to the core 5 or replacing anybody? No, she did not. So just because she's new and shiny and fun and exciting doesn't mean you should always go for a new hero. Definitely have some patience in this game and it will pay off. I mean, overall, this game you do need some patience. You just do. And let other people test. I have a very strong opinion that you should not take the hero advice too harshly or too seriously of people testing them without them being immortal level. Because why would you test them at purple, yellow, red, mythic, mythic, epic, whatever? Why? I mean, yeah, that might be what you have, but when you get a Triple S hero, your goal is going to be to get them to immortal as fast as possible. And very often during these events, if you saved properly, you're able to do that the same day. All of my Triple S heroes I've gotten when saving for those milestones, like when I got Bailey first, Luke second, I actually ended up getting Pregor before, but with Mazrani at the same time, I should say. All of them I got to Immortal the same day because of Gene Hybrid saving, because of having the proper amount of bonuses that I got from the event, and being able to get dupes of them while pulling on their banner. So why would you want to get a hero that you don't even know if it's going to be good end game? Wait until see the opinions of people that have tested these heroes end game. So I didn't pull for Azina. Guan Yo's pretty terrible. Azina's okay, but not replacing any of the top tier. I didn't pull for Ravina, as I said. I didn't pull for these heroes because I heeded the advice of my very experienced guildmates, and I was patient, and I don't regret that, because if I just got excited by new shiny objects, then I wouldn't be prioritizing my main core 5 heroes that I wanted to get to Immortal first. Now all of them to Immortal. Now is the time where I'm going to have some fun. I've got all the core 5 to Immortal, and plus Pregor. Pregor is amazing, by the way. But I might get Moriyami up next to pair with Pregor, although Moriyami's not the strongest on her own. Or I might, if there's a new hero that comes out, I might end up getting them soon. But remember, when new heroes come out, there's first the banner, and you do not get a recruitment event typically when the new hero's out. The recruitment event is like the second week of that banner. So it's a little bit confusing. Pay attention and make sure that if you are going to go for a new hero, wait until there's a recruitment event to go along with it. But let's do some final points here. To conclude, the first month of a server is crucial in developing your account for the long run. There won't be a better opportunity to start off a foundation of your collection. As slow as it may feel like to evolve your triple S's to Immortal, which I don't feel like it's slow at all. I feel like the opposite. Like I said, I feel like every time I picked a new hero is because I saved my advanced. I did not wait until week 5 to start saving. I saved immediately. When I actually pulled them, it was a massive jump in rewards and resources and improvement on my account. So I got everyone right away to triple S, except for now Crete, because I actually had gotten like 4 people at the same time. I got like, because I kept maxing, they did double chips for Halloween, and I had so many resources saved up for now. I didn't pull for like 2 months once because I was just playing very casually. And because I did that, it was worth it in the end for the double chips in Halloween. And I was able to get like 4 triple S heroes, and like 3 of them completely maxed out. And then I just had to wait like 1 more week to buy a couple of jeans for Crete. And now I just maxed out my Emma as well. Like it only took me like a week after getting some of them to max them out as well. So depending on how you're doing with those double chips, and if they're generous and give us one for Christmas, might be a different story. But with this, as he says, this is so crucial to the development of your account, spending everything wisely, especially your limiteds for double chips, and waiting to max out a recruitment event to 700 or 900 summons. If you did not do this, I suggest you start over. Unless you're a spender and you're able to do this because you make it happen, then that's a different story. But I played the game for over a month on a different server, an older server, and I realized how much I missed out on. So I started from scratch, brand new, and now this current account of mine is in month 3, working toward 4 months of this current account. So totally worth restarting if you're going to do it right. But let's get some more overall tips to wrap it up here. All right, so at the time of writing this, attaining Hudson, Emma, Crete, Mazrani, and Luke are invaluable to your overall experience. So starting up the game primarily focused on attaining them as early as possible is what you want to do. With how they practically hand you everything at the beginning, it only takes a little awareness of what's going on to optimize your roster. Eternal Evolution is extremely free-to-play friendly, so you can have a fulfilling experience without spending a cent. It's a really fun, solid game. Can't wait to see how it evolves to the lifespan. All right, here's some more tips to round it up. Get involved with the community. I owe all this knowledge to the official Discord, but if you're reading this and you're likely already there, or if you're on YouTube and you're not in the official Discord, get in the official Discord. There's so many great resources there. And you can search comments, watch the flow of general chat, and get advice on things that maybe you're not sure on. Ask newbie questions, see what people are saying about new heroes. It's just a really good place for some resources. Focus on evolving one hero at a time so you don't spread your fodder and end up waiting days to evolve key heroes. This is especially true when it comes to the triple S heroes and gene hybrids. 1 SS to Immortal? 0? Stop. Go to the next one. 1 SS to Memorial 0, stop, go to the next one. That's what you gotta do. Be sure to complete all of your dailies, all the things. Wasteland daily, Mission daily, yeah. Dailies, literally just do your dailies. I know it sounds silly, but it's true. Just do your dailies. You don't want to miss anything. This game only takes like 20 minutes to do your basic dailies, beyond anything extra that are temporary events or arena if you take longer in arena. Complete the stage missions for the campaign. You get tons of diamonds, advanced and limited recruitment cards, and heroes for free just by progressing. With the above mentioned, you'll always be pushing campaign. You'll be increasing your overall idle resources gained and unlocking new ones with further progression. This is so true. The progression is a big deal. And the further you progress in the story, the better your rewards are. And that includes like from the fast patrols and everything. You want to get those to get the best resources possible, which eventually includes the legendary gear that drops as well. So definitely want that. The game requires a lot of patience. They don't call it an idle gacha for nothing. And I will disagree. Artos is not love and life. I'm an anti-Artos person because they're just better heroes in the game. He's not the best tank. He's not the best damage dealer by far. Don't choose him for your wish list, at least, guys. Unless you happen to magically pull a bunch of Artos early on, don't focus on choosing him over better heroes like Hercules and Oak or Taylor and Sorietta. Do not choose Artos over them, I swear. I will find you. Anyway, thank you again here for this wonderful guide, though. It's really nice to have some more information laid out and have different people's opinions and talk about our first month of play. So, Empyreus, thank you. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. This was a long video, but it was lots to talk about. But hopefully this helped out some people. Maybe if you're just starting or if you're considering restarting from scratch and you want to do it right like I did. Hell, I did the same thing in Infinite Magic Raid. I did a reroll. In that game, rerolling is a little bit more important. A lot a bit more important. You don't really need to reroll in this game at all. And I got really great characters, and then I was able to use my knowledge that I had learned from making really terrible mistakes before on the new account and progress so much faster. So that's kind of the benefit. Totally worth it. I feel like I should do that every game I play that I think I might play seriously. Play for a month. Don't spend. And then restart from scratch with the knowledge you've earned and received from the community, from your own experience, whatever. Always a good idea. But that's all for now, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.
Eternal Evolution. Play now for free.